This is Ken Smith reminding you it happened today, March 29th. But the year was 1638, and the first permanent settlement was made in Delaware by Swedish Lutherans. 1638. It was on this day that New York State passes a law aimed at gradually abolishing slavery in the state. 1799. It was called the 1804 Haiti Massacre. It was carried out by the slaves against the French population. Whites were killed. Anyone suspected, squads of soldiers moved from house to house throughout Haiti, torturing and killing entire families. Between 3,000 and 5,000 people were killed. In the early mid-19th century, the events of the massacre was well known in the United States. In addition, many who fled the mass killings went to Santo Domingo, New Orleans, Charleston, New York, Baltimore. It was these events that polarized the South in their public opinion as it came to the question of abolishing slavery. 1804. It was on this day that 20,000 people attended Ludwig van Beethoven's burial in Vienna, 1827. Niagara Falls stops flowing for 30 hours due to an ice jam. There will be only one other time that the falls stopped, and it was on purpose by the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers to do repairs in 1969. It would be 3 years after the assassination of Abraham Lincoln that Congress approved the building of the Lincoln Memorial. But 50 years would pass before a committee would meet. It did so under President William Taft. In 1913, Congress approved the design. There were 58 steps in the original plan as constructed that lead up to the memorial with Lincoln seated. And why 58 steps? 2 for the number of terms that he served, and 56 for his age when he was assassinated. It took 8 years to construct and was dedicated in 1922. It was on this day that Captain Robert Scott was found storm-bound and frozen in a tent near the South Pole. Roald Amundsen had beat him to the pole by 33 days. Scott died in that tent. The last entry in his diary: the end cannot be far. It was on this day, 1945, that movie star Jimmy Stewart, who flew as a pilot during World War II, was promoted to full colonel, one of the very few Americans to rise from private to colonel in 4 years. And so there's good news and bad news, somewhat confusing news. But behind it all is the good news that this is the day the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. This is Ken Smith reminding you it happened today, March 20.